48 hours after the heist, Madrid still buzzed with shock. Every news channel played the footage of the burning vans on repeat. The Spanish police, embarrassed and furious, created a special task force. They called it Operación Lobo. The mission: capture the ghost-like team who vanished without a trace. Detective Alejandro Cruz, the best investigator in Spain, took command. Alejandro had solved crimes that others called impossible, but this case felt different, like he was chasing a shadow. He replayed the bank's silent footage, frame by frame. No faces, no prints, no mistakes. Except one, a single hair strand found on the collar of a guard. "This is our first real clue," Alejandro whispered. Meanwhile, El Lobo and his team lay low in a villa outside Barcelona. The loot was secured inside a hidden underground room. Lucia watched the news on a small TV. "They're moving fast," she said. Miguel smirked. "Let him try." But El Lobo remained silent. He knew that great escapes never last forever. "We're leaving tonight," he finally announced. The team exchanged uneasy glances. "Where to?" Miguel asked. "France, border, new identities." But before they could prepare, a villa neighbor spotted unusual activity. She phoned the police, thinking the residents looked suspicious. That small call changed everything. Alejandro received the tip instantly. "Team, move to the Barcelona villa." "Quiet approach," he ordered. Police cars moved like black shadows across the highway. Helicopters hovered far behind to avoid detection. Inside the villa, Lucia sensed something was off. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. The distant hum of engines grew louder. Miguel checked the surveillance tablet. His eyes widened. "They're here." El Lobo didn't panic. He'd prepared. The team armed themselves with smoke grenades and escape gear. "No killing," El Lobo reminded them. "We disappear. Nothing more." Police units surrounded the villa silently. Alejandro moved closest to the entrance. He raised his hand. "On my signal." Before he could finish, a huge burst of white smoke exploded in the garden. Officers stumbled back in shock. El Lobo's team burst out through a hidden back door. They ran down the hill toward a forest road. Alejandro shouted, "They're escaping on foot." The chase began. Helicopter lights swept across the forest. Lucia sprinted through the trees, her breath sharp and fast. Miguel followed, clutching a GPS jammer. Behind them, police dogs barked furiously. "Split up," El Lobo ordered. "Regroup at Point Delta." The forest echoed with shouts, footsteps, and helicopter blades. Alejandro's flashlight illuminated tire tracks near a dirt road. "They planned this," he muttered. Meanwhile, Lucia reached a hidden motorcycle buried under leaves. She kicked the engine to life and sped away. Miguel found another bike and followed. El Lobo, however, ran deeper into the forest toward a railway track. A cargo train thundered along the rails. El Lobo timed his jump perfectly. He grabbed the side ladder and vanished into the moving shadows. By morning, Lucia and Miguel reached a small cabin at the border. They waited anxiously for El Lobo. Hours passed. Miguel paced nervously. What if he got caught? "He won't," Lucia insisted. Meanwhile, Alejandro traced the escaped motorbikes. His team recovered one near the French border. "They're on the move," he said. But what they didn't know was that El Lobo was already inside France. Disguised as a rail worker, he blended in perfectly. He contacted Lucia through a secure network. "Delta Point compromised. New plan," he typed. Lucia read the message and froze. "We have to go north," she said. Miguel swallowed hard. "North? That's too risky." "Not if we move now," Lucia replied. They packed their remaining gear. Outside, a faint sound echoed through the mountains. Sirens. The police were closing in. Lucia grabbed Miguel's arm. "We leave everything. We run." They dashed out the back door toward the snowy hills. Alejandro arrived at the cabin minutes later. It was empty except for a burned map. He picked it up carefully. The edges were scorched, but one word remained clear. North. Alejandro smiled slightly. Finally. A direction. He turned to his team. Prepare for an international chase. Meanwhile, El Lobo stood on a cold railway bridge far ahead. He looked toward the horizon and whispered, "The game has just begun."